I was looking for something the other day, and I came across this little boxy box here, and this is. I think we all have one of these lying around somewhere, which is basically just a collection of what's this originally? Polka kudai. uh, a collection of just I don't know, like tickets and show mementos, lack of a better term. I got if I right off the bat when I grabbed something off the top of this pile, it's a festival timetable, and there's stuff like this for my own shows and stuff like I don't know how far back this dates, and this is not very comprehensive at all. This is surely not the only shows I've been to in my life, but I think somewhere along the line I started. Um, Maybe I at first, saved everything, every ticket to every show I ever went to, like 20 years ago, and so. But then I just was like, Plus, not every ticket or not every show. I didn't have a ticket to every show, nor do I still have one. I go to shows for free a bunch sometimes and stuff like that. But I thought, hey, let's have some fun and dive into this fucking pile here because this is bad. This is bound to contain some fun memories and stories and stuff. So, all right, let's just rummage around here for a bit. Oh, this is gonna be like, I hope I'll remember some fun, cool stories and some cringy shit. What the fuck is this? this, this. There's a water bottle. You know who's drunken from this water bottle? Greg Buchado from Dillinger Escape Plan. Dillinger was playing their farewell tour, I think, in 20. Come on, guys, when was this? 2017, maybe? And they stopped by Helsinki. This had to be like early 2017, maybe February 2017 or something. And this was Greg's water bottle on stage. He drank from it. He threw it in the crowd. I was like, fuck it. I'm going after that water bottle because his lips have touched this mouth of this bottle. And so at night, you know what's going down with this. I love him. He's so sexy. He's such a great singer and so cool. And basically, I saved this bottle so that there's somewhere in here, there's his dried up DNA, I think. So I can just, at some point, I don't know, maybe assimilate his DNA with mine and create like a child or something. Or just a sex doll of him. So here's that. I don't have a ticket for that show, I don't think. But I have this bottle. That's cool. You're just gonna have to take my word for it that that's what this is. Okay, digging further down into the pile. What is this? There's a bunch of these, and they're all tangled up together like every here and there, every which way. But what is? Yeah, I can't knock anything loose. Well, it's a big old worm. But we start the untangling this mess, and we come across this big. Wow, it's huge, big, huge. Look at the convenient sized pass here. Like wrap this around your neck, and then you're like, this is like pretty much. It's like a bulletproof vest. It's covering your entire gut like this. This is obviously, let's see from where this is. It's obviously one of my band's shows, Medea. Hard core night 5 and 6. Medea, Warszawa, Wroclaw. Oh yeah, it was part of a festival, or it was part of a. Yeah, we played one show in Warsaw, and another one in Wroclaw, the 10th and 11th of May. Pretty much exactly 2 years ago when we were on our European tour. These are good shows, fun memories. Let's see, what do I have any funny memories from that show? On the show in Wroclaw, there was a dog not in the pit. It was just like running around the venue. It was like a helping dog. I don't know. It was some guy who attended the show had a dog, and the dog was just running around inside the venue. He was loving it. The dog was great, and he wasn't there for the show. I don't think he was maybe an assistant dog for this guy or what the fuck. I don't know. Poland. I don't know how it works with dogs over there, but it was like. I was like, hey, this dog's awesome. And then some guys that frequented that venue were like, yeah, he's always here. And I was like, nice. But maybe the dog was deaf, or he just really wanted some. He was really into hardcore nights. So that's a fun one. There's probably a bunch of more fun stories from those nights that I could go into if I had the time and memory. Whoa, we're we're going again. Oh, what the fuck is this? Just came off. Austin Music, NEM agency. Some festival or show that we played somewhere once. Kirjas Metal. Kirjas Lamentan Silava. We played there. It was like a no memories from that show. It was actually I do have memories from that show. It was like a tansilab. I don't know if you're Finnish, you know what that means. That's like where the Schlager guys sing tango and shit, and we ended up playing like a metal festival there. We talked about I remember we talked about Meshuggah's show in Tuska that year. That's what I remember. And I'm not to say that I was so wasted. It's just like there wasn't a lot going on. Oh, another show of mine. This is just like lame now because now it's just our shows. Numerok, 3 years ago. Good times. Remember shows. Remember festivals playing there. That was a good show. Played pretty early. The weather was not super cold, but not super warm. I was wearing that checkered flannel shirt for the show. I remember. I just shaved my head, by the way. That was I think that was my first show with a shaved head in like 7 years. Cool. More. We played this show also, or sorry, we played Dark Mental Festival on Friday. There's the Dark Mental Crow. I think this was. I swear we're gonna get into some like interesting stuff more than look at me. I've played a show before because there's like actual tickets to actual shows that I've gone to in here as well. I think this was in Copenhagen. Cool little band. Nox, sponsored by Samsung and Nox. I'm pretty sure this was in Copenhagen. That was fun. Ooh, here we go. Yeah. I grabbed a couple of tickets. Now from these I know that there's going to be quality stories. Oh yeah. Sage Francis, US, 2014. This was the first time I saw Sage Francis because this was the first time he had come to Finland in the time that I had been listening to him. So I'd been a fan of his for like 5 or 6 years. Played a show here in Finland. I fucking loved it. After this, like within the next 3 years from 2014, that is 2014 to 2017, he came to Finland like 3 times, and I saw him every time, and it was like one of those guys that was like I was certain that he was so obscure, and he was so like my private little idol thing that I had like found on my own when I was younger, that I was certain that I would never get to see him live, and I was sort of like fine with it, because it was so cool to have someone that I like so look up to, and he's like this mythical figure from overseas and whatever. And then he just fucking wham, like came year after year after year, and I saw him every time, and I talked with him every time, and I think I even gave him a hand job. No, I think I even tried to sign my hip hop EP over to his label or something. And then he was like, "No, sorry, we're not booking any new acts." And then I got drunk with, not B Dolan, B Dolan, I just hung out with B Dolan, but then I got drunk with Chesky Ramos. That was a good time. And we talked and laughed and had a great time. Lamb of God, 2010, with special guest, Job for a Cowboy, and Support. And I remember that Support was Between the Buried and Me. This show I went to super spontaneously. I remember it was it was early March, but I remember it was the sort of March which was super wintry. So it was cold, it was snowy. I and a friend, for some reason, just went to hang out in front of this concert venue for some fucking reason. I don't know why. Maybe we thought we were cool or something. Maybe we went there to just look at people and be like, look at these douchebags. Look at these metalheads. Even though we were also, I don't fucking know. We were just there. And then I think some guy was just like, "Oh, fuck, do you want to buy a ticket?" Or maybe he was like, "Do you want to buy a couple of tickets?" And I was like, "Yeah." Or wait, no, I think my friend was actually going to the show, and I was just hanging out in front of the venue with him. And then some guy was like, "Hey, do you want to buy a ticket?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I bought this ticket, and I went in to watch Lamb of God and Job for a Cowboy and Between the Buried and Me. And during Black Label, Lamb of God's last song. I think it was the last song of the set. The encore, Black Label. Is it called Black Label? Whatever it's called. Maybe it's called Black Label, Black something. They were like, oh yeah, yeah. Randy was like, okay, everybody, help me bring out my very special friend, Alex Eliho. And rest in peace, by the way. And Lio comes out on stage, and he's cool. And he goes, I remember me and my friend cracked up because he came up on stage and was like, he was, he was it was a commanding presence, but he was also a very fuck. Like, how do I get like? I don't want to like talk about the guy like I knew him super well. I knew him well enough through media and like anyone else knows, and through mutual acquaintances and through mutual tours and stuff. But still, he was the sort of guy like he was good at putting on the act of being like, yeah, I'm this fucking guy, but like, yeah, I'm the rock man, rock commanding rock officer god on stage. But then off stage, he was just like, huh? this guy, is super mellow, like super humble and down to earth, and just like quiet and reserved. And I think that walking out to like a huge encore without being like really in the mood of having played a whole show, like come on motherfuckers, it sort of caught him like off guard. So he got Lifehawk came on stage and it was like, okay, everybody, let's break this weird ass room. He went, and me and my friend were like, it is pretty weird, this room, I guess. It was sort of a weird room, but I remember that was my one of my favorite quotes from him that I remember. Let's break this weird ass room. Also, I think there was something in the air that night because Randy from Lamb of God, he also had a fucking weird stage banter. He said, I remember verbatim, and I looked it up later on YouTube, and there's actually like footage from this show when he says this thing. He went, "Is everybody having a good time tonight?" And it was the funniest fucking thing. Maybe he was singing Smashing Pumpkins. I don't know. He was like, is everyone having a good time tonight? That was super funny as well. Wow. Maybe everyone was just high on mushrooms or something. That's why they couldn't talk that night. Maybe they were all just so happy to be there and saw me in the crowd and they lost their shit. Like, I'm so nervous in front of. Is that Philo over there in the crowd? That's probably what I thought at the time. It's like, oh, I'm so cool to be here. I don't know. A boat ticket or something. What is this? Converge. USA, also 2010. Converge played at the legendary Nostri, also rest in peace. That was a great show. I don't remember much, but it was fucking Converge, and I love them, so it's probably great. I don't know what the fuck the Lighthouse Project is. Is that a band or I don't fucking know. What else do we got? I don't remember much else from that show, really, or at all. Navokane. Oh my god. Navokane is a great German band who we played a couple of shows with in Germany. Maybe 3 shows, 2 shows, a couple of years ago. I fell in love with those guys. They're so fucking cool. Any of you guys who are watching this, I love you all. I miss you. Thank you. I have a sticker. I have the other stickers on the fridge door. What else? Ooh, a good ass clip. Look at this quality. Saudi Helvetti from 5 years ago. Played there as well. They were it's on this little like isle in Finland in Tampere, and there were so many fucking wasps during that show. I remember our drummer Yapi, he was like having panic attacks during the set because I think he's allergic to wasps, and they're like all over fucking stage, just wasps, and it wasn't it didn't. Let's put it like this: having a bunch of like open beer cans and open cider cans and long drinks and whatever on stage doesn't do much in ways of repelling wasps. Quite the contrary, actually. They all want to show up and party as well, and they get mad because they can't drink the beer. They drown. They just love the smell, and they get super aggressive. They're like, "Fuck you, man, for putting this out here." I was getting my hopes up. I thought you had like a wasp-sized straw in the can, but you don't. So I'm gonna fucking sting you. So that was a good show. What the fuck? Those Candlemass. Candlemass. Oh my god. Now this is a cool story. Oh yeah. This was the first time I was gonna see Neurosis, and because they played Tuska 2009, and also this was at the height of my Neurosis and Scott Kelly fandom. I had been listening to Scott Kelly's solo albums. Scott Kelly is, by the way, the singer, a guitarist, songwriter guy in Neurosis, and he also has a solo career in which he plays an acoustic guitar and sings. So it's just him and an acoustic guitar. And I've been listening to a lot of his solo material over the past couple of years at this time, at that point. And then it was announced that Neurosis is going to play Tosca 2000, and I was like, motherfucker! Immediate tickets ordered, bought. And then it was even announced that on Thursday evening, Candlemass, yes, but opening that night was going to be Scott Kelly. Doesn't say on the ticket, but I do remember that was the case. Opening that night was Scott Kelly playing an acoustic set, and I was like, "Fucking Candlemass, fine, whatever." But I'm going to see Scott. So I bought the ticket, took the train, got to town to Helsinki, showed up at the door. I don't know why, but I didn't have a fucking ID on me. What a fucking idiot I am. I had lost it someplace or something. I don't, for some reason I didn't have my ID on me. And I was like, I'd been like for weeks. I'd been like, man, I can't. Oh, I think I'm gonna talk with him. I think I'm gonna like back him into a corner and and I don't know, like talk to him, maybe get a photo or something. I didn't have a smartphone back then or nothing. I think I brought my digital camera probably. But I was like, I have these great plans. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm about to meet Scott Kelly. I'm about to like see him play a show. I'm gonna be like right there, front and center. There's probably not gonna be a lot of people there, and I'm gonna get all his attention. I'm like, look at me, look at me. Look at me, Scott. Please notice me, man. God, notice me, and then I will talk to you and get a photo maybe. So I had all this like fantasy built up in my mind, and I get to the door. I'm like 2 hours early. So I'm like, yeah. And the guy goes, "Can I see your ID?" And I'm like, "I don't have it. Sorry, it's at home." And mind you, I lived a 1 hour train ride away from Helsinki, and also there were like 3 trains a day to and from Helsinki, so I couldn't just go back and get my fucking ID and come back because I'd already arrived with like the last train of the day or something. So I get to the door and I'm like, no, fuck, I have my ID at home. And the guy goes, well, I mean, just go get it. And I'm like, no, man, I can't you just let me in? I'm the biggest fan of this guy. Like, I'm so, oh my God, please. I just messed up. I am over 18. I'm, whatever I was, 20, 21 or something. And he was like, well, if you're such a huge fan, like, the shows that starts in 2 hours, just go home and get the fucking ID and come back. And I was like, I can't make enough fucking time. Please. It takes me 2 hours just to get back, and then I won't be able to get back to Helsinki because of the trains. And then he was like, shit out of luck. And then I forget what the fuck I did. I think I just got drunk in a pub or something, and my friend went to see the show, and he was like, it was all right. And I was like, fuck you, buddy. So anyway, that was a sad memory. But if I come across my other tickets here, you're gonna hear how cool it was. Oh, staff. Feces Festival. Oh wow, there's a bunch of phone numbers as well. Maybe I can call these people. I don't know. Yeah, I apparently I volunteered at the Feces Festival in 2007, working there as staff. Cool. I do remember that. I guess. Rock the Beach. 2013. Queens of the Stone Age played there. I think it was their first show in Finland ever, and I was there immediately. Also, Stone Sour played that day. Fucking Rammstein played the next day or something. But anyway, this was great. It was a beach setting. Fucking Queens of the Stone Age. Fucking Stone Sour, which I back then sort of like was like antagonistic against for some reason because I was edgy. And yeah, then the Rammstein the next day. That was a good time. That was a fucking great time. Good shows. Not a lot of memories from that show, but it was great. What else in this pile of magic wonders? Cool. Numerok. Artist. Frans Aalto. That's me. Pantera tribute. This was in 2016. Me and 48 other people from various bands, various Finnish bands. We had a Pantera tribute going on band where we'd play, shows here and there, and eventually they were so awesome. Let's so awesome that we got booked. We got booked to play this huge metal festival. No, but like we knew everyone who was arranging this shit, so we just got booked, of course. This, I think, our showtime for this show was like 1:30 a.m. Fucking 1:30 a.m. And I think we drove there at 1 p.m. like 12 hours prior. And I remember when we got to the place, I had already drank 8 beers, so it was terrible because it was just like a whole day of just like meandering around a festival area, just drinking. Mayhem played there. That was great. Dragon Force played there. I watched Herman Lee pee from up close. He was just trying to pee in the bushes, and I was like, me and the other singer in this Pantera tribute project were like, let's take a selfie. And we went behind Herman Lee. There's Herman Lee taking a pee. So there's me. I've lost that photo, of course. It was 3 phones ago. There's me, my friend, and Herman Lee peeing in the back. But yeah, I had a hangover before the show even started. It was terrible. Probably sucked. I probably died on the way home. There was something about the van trip back to wherever we were staying the night, which was funny. I think, hear me out, it was really funny at the time. It was really funny at the time. It was so funny, in fact, that I remember crying, laughing in the van. There was a mosquito in the van, and for some reason, we named it Kunta Kinte. I don't know. It wasn't a weird racist haha thing. It was just something, I don't know, for some reason. Tosca, artist, also played there, yes, in 2019. That was fucking sick. Oh my god, now this is going way back. Well, not actually that far back, but this is like, look at this pro stuff. It's like, where the hole is there in the side, and it's like hanging like this. Look at this, triple A, access all areas. Can you see this? Rock Festival, North Haven. I don't know if you see it. For those of you familiar with Finnish geography, this is in Ekenäs, that is Tammisaari. So the festival is called North Haven. And check this out. Live on stage, here are the bands. Cyronic from Ekenäs, which is Tammisaari. Amaranth, not to be confused with Amarante, also from Ekenäs. Old School Blast, that was me and Henry, Henka from Tirante, who I also have been jamming a lot with. I posted some videos recently, or the last year or so, where I play drum and he played guitar. So we had this band called Old School Blast, and we had our third friend, Jan, that played bass during that show. That was our one and only show that we ever played with that ensemble. We're from Karis, Karia. Here's another great band, apparently. Retards from Uranus, that's really funny, also from Ekenäs. Cheap Strings, Ekenäs. The Devils, Hung, SGR, Ekenäs. Obsessed, Ekenäs. Cut the Crap, Ekenäs Tenala. Special guest, Vile Death, Vanda. Holy fuck, they were out-of-towners from almost Helsinki playing at this festival. You know what? There's actually, I think one of the first YouTube videos on my channel, the oldest, is footage from this show. So if you want to go digging, be my guest. There's like an old shitty drum solo. Oh, and look at this. Look, basically one great tour festival to another. It's like we got Rock Festival North Haven in one hand. We have Children of Bodom's I Worship Chaos tour in the other hand. Yeah, we were on this tour, not for the entire tour. Mind you, we had played a fucking 11-week tour with Children of Bodom in 2013. But for this tour, we only joined for the Finnish dates. So we played the dates in, I don't remember, like 5 or 6 dates in Finland, strewn about at the end of this. Yeah, it's a European tour. And the thing that was super creepy, because 2015, that is, the year that the awful terrorist attack in the Bataclan happened. And That was in November, was it? And let's see now, if I remember right. Bodum played the Bataclan right before that on this tour. Yeah, Paris, 15th. You're gonna have to look this up because I don't remember when the fuck the terrorist attacks was. But they played in the Bataclan on the 6th of November, 2015, and then the same month, or yeah, it must have been like it was a couple of weeks later. The terrorist attack happened in the Bataclan, and it's just I think that moment for me was like it was one of those moments. It just felt I was, of course, the whole terrorist attack, it resonated with me on like a disgusting level. Terrorist attacks are never cool. Of course not. Never cool. Always awful. Always frightening and terrifying. And but this one somehow, it hit a sacred place. It was sort of comparable. The similar-ish vibe when Dime got shot on stage. It was like, hey, this is not supposed to be like this is a feel good thing only for us to go to shows and play shows and stuff. Like that the real world with the murder and the violence and the terrorism and all this shit. It's not a part of our music show metal world, but you know, so just being involved. This sounds like really convoluted, but being involved in a tour which played the same venue where the terrorist attack happened 2 weeks after just made me feel, and probably everyone else also feel like, wow, really fucked up. And what the fuck can I say? Boy, I'm glad it didn't happen this night, and that we weren't on the tour that date. But it's still awful that it happened to the people it happened. But yeah, those are not such great memories from that. Which is always something I reflect on. Like, you never really know when it's gonna hit someone, when shit's gonna hit someone, somewhere. Another Numirok, 2014 with Medea. This is my second show ever with Medea, I think. That was good. I was super tense and probably shitty. Numirok 2016. Here's some of these bands that no one cares about. I mean, these bands. Cool. What the fuck is this? A swimming pool someplace. Yeah, another one. Tulikamar. Probably playing with stamina or something. Or Raised Fist, maybe. I don't know. Slayer, Slipknot. 2014. This was the Unholy Alliance. 2014. I'm sorry, 2004. This was the Unholy Alliance tour, which featured Slayer and Slipknot and Mastodon. Mastodon opened, played a little set, yeah, whatever, then Slipknot. I was fanning out, and then Slayer. I was like, Lenny Taipale, for those of you that know, Lenny Taipale was standing next to me in the crowd watching Slayer, and he was like this. And here, actually, cool. There's a little marking there. It says SA. And I remember, because, yeah, the seat was original. It's like a what's it called? Like just a inside arena. So the seats were, I had seats with a couple of friends in B1, whatever, row 10, place 100 and something. We got there, and I'm like, fuck this. I hate these seats. They're too high up. I'm getting anxious. I don't want to sit up here. I have a terrible fear of heights. This is making me feel really weird. Oh my God. So I grabbed the ticket. I just went to the guy, like to the security guards guarding like the what's it called, the standing ground, the pit and all that stuff, where the standing place is in the middle of the crowd, the cool place. And I was like, fuck, I have a ticket. I don't know what to do. I can't go up there. I have such a terrible fear of heights, and I'm getting sick just sitting there. And he's like, you know what? No problem. I'll just mark these two letters here, and fine. You can just go out in the fucking pit. Go ahead. So that was dope. They're really, really cool. Tulska Open Air. Yeah, this is the show or the Tulska Festival where Neurosis played. And also, I've saved this. The timetables for that show. And let us see now. Friday. The first band to play on that Friday in 2009. In 09 was Gojira at like 2:40. Hey, cat. 2:45 p.m. I remember I was standing in the fucking line to show my tickets with my friend to get into the fucking area, and I hear Gojira start playing like Backbone already. It's like fucking Christ. Why are they playing so fucking early? But yeah, Gojira played that day. What else? Rotten Sound played that day. Yeah. Neurosis played that day. I died a little. And Cypherum, Black Dahlia, Immortal played that day. And then Saturday, who played there? Yeah, The Faceless. I was pumped about that. And a bunch of shitty Finnish bands. Hey, Evil. I don't know, they played there. Evilen. Pestilence. I remember them. Suicidal Tendencies. Sabaton. On Sunday, Stamina played. Medea played. But back then, I was there to watch the show as a friend of the band and as a fan of the band. Foremostly. Yeah, what else? Volby, Parkway, Stamina, Amoral. Yeah, that was a good Tuska. G304, Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, and Robert Fripp. Me and my mom went in 2004 to watch these guys play guitar because I was already at this point, I was a huge fan of the G3 franchise. I was a huge Satriani, Steve Vai, Yngwie sort of fan even. So this was me and my mom going for a cool guitar adventure. I met Steve Vai and Satriani at a signing. Robert Fripp wasn't there, but yeah, it was cool. Got to shake hands, got to say, how you doing? Satriani was the nicest. He took his shades off, and he looked at me with his beautiful eyes, and I was like, oh my God. And he looked at me, he said, how are you, man? And I felt it. I was like, he really cares how I am. And I think I said, and he signed a CD. Steven Wilson, UK, 2013. Beautiful, beautiful show. Huge fan. Let's run through these last ones because it's like over half an hour already. Tuska VIP, Tuska VIP, VIP. We didn't play Tuska this year, but I remember why I have this. I have this because I was Children of Bodom. They were closing out the Tuska festival that year, so they were like headliners on the last day, on the third day of Sunday, and they were like, "Hey, Franz, this is me. Hey, come and join us for the gang vocals, the shouting vocals, like for a couple of songs, like at the end of the show. Like we have all these guys coming up, like from friends and bands and guys coming up to do like gang vocals on a song." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go rehearse." So we went like back to the backstage, like fucking lounge or food area, whatever, and they're like, "Hey, come on, let's rehearse." And I'm like, I gotta go pee, and then I went to pee, and then I see Pexi from Stamina, the guitarist from Stamina, a friend of mine. He was talking to some dude, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, Pexi?" And then I met this dude he was talking to. Flash forward like 7 hours, me and this guy whose name is Jason. I met that then and there. We stood there talking with Jason for like 6 hours or something, and the Bodom show came and went. I never went to go do the vocals on stage because I was so fixated on the conversations I was having with Jason, which is fun. And then me and Jason went to have an epic night. He cried at some point. Then he's from the States. He's a great guy. At one point he faked an Irish accent or something. Did I mention he cried? It was pretty funny. But yeah, that's like sort of a funny story. It's like I had that epic moment lined up. It's like, yeah, I can't believe I'm gonna get to go to sing with Children of Bodom in front of 100,000 people. Never mind, I'm gonna get drunk with this guy who I just met. That's the sort of impulsivity that I sometimes get up to. Virgin Oil, some show that I played once. Noisia, fucking great show. What else? Some stuff that I played once. Jethro Tull. We went to see Jethro Tull with my dad in 07. Fucking great. I'm a big fan. Huge fan. Probably the biggest fan ever. Scott Kelly, who I eventually got to see live play his... well, I've met him twice, but this show was fucking epic. It was me and a friend, Harry of Human Ashtray fame. We went to see Scott Kelly. It was an epic November night. The first snow fell that night. We took the train to town. We sat there. It was it was a Tuesday, yeah. Tuesday, November 27th, so no one was around. It was shitty weather. It was sleet, rainish, snow, dark. No one was out on town in Helsinki. And we were sitting like in the tram, drinking beer. We're like, we're gonna go see Scott Kelly. And we got to the venue, and there's like not a lot of people there, but still a decent amount of people. So it wasn't like we didn't feel bad for him or anything or so. So we're standing there like, and then the show starts and he plays through this like super intimate set in just like this reverent atmosphere. So people are just standing like, and it's so quiet you can hear like a pin drop. And at some point, like out of reverence for the artist and his music himself, being sort of stoic and silent and stuff, playing an acoustic guitar and just singing, so there's not a lot of volume going on. And at one point, my friend Hadri, we're standing right at the front of the stage, or at next to the stage, right in the front row, by the way. There wasn't even rows, it's just like intimate. So at one point, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? My friend Hadri, he's feeling the music and the show so much, so he's actually like singing along, like making up vocals to this, like he's just like, like over Scott's playing and singing. And at one point I have to go like, oh, shut the fuck up, like we can hear you, you're actually disturbing the we're everyone's hearing your vocal ad libs here now, and it's like sort of so it's like always like, oh fuck. Anyway, so after the show we hung out with Scott Kelly. It was beautiful. Hardy told him stories about how, one time Hardy broke his leg and he was sitting with crutches, drinking wine at like a rocky beach. And then he was listening to Scott Kelly and he was like, oh, drinking red wine with his broken leg and his crutches. And then a family came somewhere in the vicinity of him and he was like, fuck, like this is embarrassing now. And then he got up with the crutches and then he was super drunk from the wine, and then he vomited all over himself and like hobbled away on the crutches as he vomited red wine like blah, 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 while he was listening to Scott Kelly in his earbuds like, I love you like the flower loves the sun. And we told Scott about this and he loved it. He was such a fun. He was just like a happy guy because, yeah. No, well, maybe he was just laughing at us because we were retards. I don't know. That's also a possibility. What is this? Metallica! 2004. Metallica and notably Slipknot opened for them. This was on the Volume 3 tour. Actually, yeah, this was also on the Volume 3 tour. But this was before on the Volume 3 tour. So this was another leg of the Volume 3 tour. Maybe the same one. I don't know. But yeah, I went there to see Slipknot. Had to stay for like 2.5 hours to watch Metallica play the same fucking song 4 times. Oh, they were on the Saint Anger tour. Holy fuck. They played Saint Anger, the song, and I remember, okay, Lars, let's hear the double bass. He didn't play it. He didn't play any of the double bass. But still, it was a good show, I guess. I went to buy like licorice at one point. And I was like, oh, God, they're still playing. But, I wasn't a big Metallica guy back then. So yeah, that was still the first time I saw Slipknot though, and I was like, I can't believe this. I'm sitting here in the same space as them. It was epic. I think that's pretty much it actually. There's more like shitty shows that I've played that no one cares about and stuff like this. Also, there's not. I don't know where. It's probably framed somewhere. Like my ticket to see the Smashing Pumpkins in 2000 on their farewell tour, with the almost original lineup. Darcy had left, but they had Melissa Aftermauer. That's like my first saved ticket that I have. Smashing Pumpkins in 2000. But yeah, wow, this was a trip. 40 minutes of me just rambling about this stuff. So, well, I hope this is something to do for you on a Sunday. So anyway, catch you later.